How is everyone feeling this fine evening? Comment below and let me know. And for those of you who don't know, this channel is called No Trash Tolerated because we don't tolerate no trash, okay? If you aren't coming with bars, a message, or some form of quality artistry, I don't want to hear it. And if I do hear it, we already know what happens. Now, time being the most valuable of currencies, let's get right into it. Akala, Find No Enemy, official music video. Boom. I made coffee for a Chester P reaction, but hey, let's keep going with it. Bro, I don't like that look. This man's gonna make me think. I already know, man. He's already gonna take me to school, bro. Look at him stewing like that. It's about to come, man. Here we go. Oh, man.
Apparently, I'm second generation, black Caribbean and half white Scottish, whatever that means. See, lately, I feel confused with the boxes, cause to me, all they do is breed conflict. It's not that I've lost touch with reality of racism, sexism and nationality. Just to me, all seems like insanity. Why must I rob you of your humanity to feel good about mine? It's all about crime, dehumanizing, how I justify them, so I must keep lying about the history of Africa, so I can live with the massacres and repeat my mantra. Muslim terrorist, so I can sleep at night as bombs take flight. Eyes open wide, but I'm blind to the sight.
He's coming at it from probably the UK person's perspective, but it's also applicable to Americans. You know, I have to keep telling myself the history of Africa isn't rich with knowledge and science, which it is, and that you know, Arabs and Middle Easterns are terrorists, which they aren't. Well, some of them are, but that's exactly what he's saying. Is even the fact that they're in a box. You know, I mean, you can't. You have to make some generalizations in life, like without judgments in life. You know, judgments are a protective mechanism. So without them, you're screwed. But the point he's making, I'll let the man make the point, man. This is far more important to listen to.
So I can sleep at night as bombs take flight. Eyes open wide, but I'm blind to the sight. Too busy chasing the perfect life, and the working class keep them uneducated. Truly educated men could never be a racist. Educate is to draw out what is within. Are we not all the same under the skin? I got a heart like yours that pumps blood and oxygen. And insecurities, a whole lot of them. I'm scared like you deep down. I really do care that the world's not fair like you, but I don't even believe my own prayers like
me too, bro. I'm scared to put myself out there on reactions, but I do it anyway because I think it's good in the long run. But hey, man, we're all insecure. I mean, we all have insecurities. You know, we all have shit that we have to overcome. We're all human. We all bleed red, man. Let's go.
I really do care that the world's not fair like you, but I don't even believe my own prayers like you. Chasing career, going nowhere like you. Lost in a fog of my own insecurity. I hold myself up as an image of purity, and I judge everybody else by the color of the skin or the size of their wealth. But it's not good for my health, as the only one I ever really judge is myself. The oppressor must suffer like the oppressed, though I pretend I'm in control of this mess by inflating my ego, puffing my chest. See our weakness and I need to show strength for what we think strong is, cause if we're honest, true strength is the strength to be honest. And if I'm honest, I am just...
True strength is the strength to be honest, man. It's one of the hardest. It sounds so simple, being honest. Let's just be honest. I say it all the time. Let's be honest. I say it all the time, man. But to genuinely be honest with people, it's one of the hardest things we ever do as a human. Because to be honest is to be vulnerable. And to be vulnerable means you're opening yourself up to critique. And man, it's hard as hell to do that. And some people don't understand, but you should still do it. Find some way to do it. Because in the end of the day, you're going to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I was honest. I did put myself out there today. I advocated for myself. Man, let's keep going, dude. Akala, every time, man. I did all of his fires in the booth, man. Amazing. But let's keep going. Find No Enemy, man. Find no enemy.
If we're honest, true strength is the strength to be honest. And if I'm honest, I am just tired. If I'm honest, I am just tired. Tired of every day filling up my car and knowing that I'm paying for the bombs in Iraq. Tired of pretending it don't hurt my heart. Of wanting change, not knowing where to start. Tired of listening to all the conditioning and all the forms that they got me filling. And next time you see what you think is a
Man, I know I shouldn't pause it, but I do. Like, my taxpayer money is going to fund a war in Ukraine. And look, I'm not trying to get political into anything, but like the fact that our taxpayer money gets our money that's given to the government to supply roads and a military and a few other things doesn't get distributed how we want it. I can't, because he's like touching the tips of the iceberg. His fire in the booths, he goes into those icebergs, man. He melts those bad boys down. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, and I can tell, he's trying to popularize, like, hey, spark curiosity in Akala. Then you look at his fire in the booths and you're like, oh snap. And I still haven't even checked out his Oxford address, man. Let's go.
Listening to all the conditioning and all the forms that they got me filling. And next time you see what you think is a fog and despise him, please know I was just like him, cause I was like 8. First time I saw crack, same time I first smoked weed, choking on blowbacks. First time I saw a knife penetrate flesh, it was meat cleavers to the back of the head.
Damn.
As I grew and teenage years passed, many more knives pierced and the shots blast. And I ain't saying I had the worst upbringing, but there's a million young men just like me in prison. We complain about racism, elevate clowns with their trousers down, swinging they dick round. Maybe that is not quite literal, but everything they do is just a stereotypical. To my real fans, I feel your pain and I get the messages, but don't complain that we ain't got more fame. We're playing our part. They can keep the charts, all I want is your hearts. They can keep the charts, all I want is your hearts. They can keep the charts, all I want is your hearts. Call it black.
Bro, with the lyricism and skill I've seen Akala in his brains, oh my, he could have been the big, I mean, we could be talking about 50 Cent, or we could be talking about Akala if he would have chose to go a different route. I mean, that guy, he's got so many brains. Come on, man, come on. He's after the hearts, not the charts, man. That's what it's all about. Let's go.
Black radio, don't make me laugh. So is black music all about tits and arse? You don't represent nothing, you're just pretending. When was the last time you ever played Hendrix or Miles Davis or John Coltrane or Ella Fitzgerald or Billie Holiday?
In a sentimental mood, look it up. John Coltrane, Duke Ellington. Look it up. Come on, man.
Hendrix or Miles Davis or John Coltrane or Ella Fitzgerald or Billie Holiday, we can call it urban. To me, that's cool. If urban means street, that includes jazz too, and rock for that matter. Go ask Mick Jagger or Jimmy Page what they were listening to. The blues, not discrediting Love Zeppelin too. Just giving credit where credit is due. That blog soap word rappers still use. All it really shows is we still self-abuse. That was the word that was used to kill Kelso, Cochrane and Emmett Till. That was the word that the conscience eased and made people pleased to hung you from trees. That was the word that let the whips crack. No matter what you say, you can't take it back. And I could say they're black, so I feel their pain easier. But 1915, look at Armenia, it's the whole world.
Yeah, man, the Armenian genocide, 1915, dude. I mean, genocide is not particular, like white people are not the only people who committed genocide. I'm not trying to absolve any sins, you know what I'm saying? But like, I mean, if we just look at history objectively, everyone committed genocide on anyone that they could, essentially. And I don't know if I should say this, but in the interest of being honest, I mean, I'm not going to say all, but a lot of slaves that were brought to America were sold by African tribal leaders who had conquered a neighboring tribe. And there were a bunch of able-bodied men and women, and they wanted to get rid of them. It's like history is it's a violent thing to study, but it's raw and it's real, and those numbers don't lie. But don't just read them as numbers, man. You have to understand each of those people had a story. Each of those people had a family, uncle, mom, dad, kids, wife, husband, people they loved. And let's just keep going, man, because I'm gonna make a 45-minute video here. Let's go.
Human stupidity that we choke ourselves to death, quite literally. And I can talk with my comfortable mouth and my comfortable clothes in my comfortable house. The tables will turn, we can but stall them.
No, I haven't seen this before. I just listened to a lot of rap. Let's go.
From my comfortable clothes in my comfortable house, the tables will turn, we can but stall them. Every empire on this earth has fallen, so unless we can find another way, maybe not today, but it will come one day. And it may sound like I'm bitter, but in fact,
I have to pause it, man. I have to pause it. I mean, I don't want the U.S. empire to fall. I'll be honest, man. I think this is a great country. I like it. I don't want it to fall, but my fear, I mean, every empire has fallen, just like he said. So it's like, man, well, how can we delay that? You know, in my selfish interest, yeah, I'm an American. I love this country, and, you know, we've got a lot of problems. We've got a lot of problems. There's no hiding it, especially now with social media and news. But, man, dude, this guy, let's keep going, man. Every empire has fallen, and I hope it doesn't come to ours, but history's, you know, what's going to stop it? History don't care. Come on, baby.
Maybe not today, but it will come one day. And it may sound like I'm bitter, but in fact, truth be told, I am quite the opposite. I wake every day and I'm overwhelmed just to be alive and be like no one else. And the sheer weight of the thought of space is enough to keep my little ego in place. All that we chase and try to replace, all along it was right in our face. The only way we can ever change anything's to look in the mirror and to find no enemy. The only way we can ever change anything, look in the mirror and to find no enemy.
Now that's deep there, man. I want to let it ride for a second. I think that's it. Yeah, man. Dude, the only way is to look in the mirror and find no enemy. That's a deep, because it's like, are we the enemy? Is he saying solely that we're our own enemy? Or is he saying, look at your face, realize you're human, and then when you look at other humans, to find no enemy? There's a few different ways to interpret that, man. But hey, man, I love listening to Akala. I would love to meet this man. You know, he's very intelligent. And yeah, man, I'm not going to talk too much, man, but if you guys liked it, subscribe, hit like, all that good jazz, and let me know what to watch, and I'll get to it as fast as I can. Here we go.